I had a really neat experience recently where I traveled a little ways to go work with a group of middle school students that are trying to create a peer mentorship network type of support group to address the bullying they're experiencing at school. And they're finding that students that are being bullied, yes, they can go to an adult for assistance, but if that adult reprimands the bully or bullies, often that bullying escalates and gets worse for the student that reported it. And so the students are trying to come up with solutions where they can mediate and pull everyone in together on a peer level and get to the root of the problem and help the bully understand how the student's being impacted, as well as the whole student body, by their actions, and to communicate and use language that is age appropriate and that is understandable amongst the peers, and use solutions for that age mindset. And I'm so impressed with their drive and their motivation to come up with solutions to this. And so we had planned an all-day conference, a workshop with speakers and educational tools and group discussions and things to help them prepare this support team that they're trying to form. And the power went out. So we went several hours without power, and there was no generator, and it was way too hot to move everything outside. So we tried to get creative, and I ended up with a group of middle school students that were feeling kind of antsy and getting a little fussy because there was no air conditioning and it was hot. And so I taught them how to play the game Heads Up 7 Up, a very basic elementary style game of everyone putting their heads on the desk and sticking your thumb up, and you go around the room and pick someone to select. Very simple. And these middle school students loved it. If we did nothing but play Heads Up 7 Up for the rest of the conference, they would have been happy. And it just goes to show how important it is to get back to the basics, to simplicity, and be flexible, because often we have in our mind how things are supposed to go, what the outcome is supposed to be. We've planned and put a lot of forethought into things, and we envision things going a certain way. And oftentimes it just doesn't go that way. And so it was a good reminder to be flexible and to find joy in the simple things. And as I left, I had a road trip ahead of me, and I had the window down and the sun was shining on my face and the wind was blowing through my hair and there was good music on, and I stopped at the gas station and got a fountain soda. I don't know what it is about road trips, but gas station sodas taste really good when you're on the road. And I was driving a desert road, wide spans without traffic, just listening to these songs and singing along, drinking my ice-loaded Diet Pepsi from the gas station, just having the happiest moment. And it was such a simple and small moment, but it brought me so much joy. And so often we can get stuck in the mindset when we're experiencing really unjust situations or really difficult challenges that we're waiting for that big moment, that outcome, before we can be happy. And we can get stuck in that. And it's so important to understand that we could be waiting forever. You know, we all hope for there to be accountability for those who have smeared our name and mistreated us, and for the corruption and the injustice. We hope that there can be public exposure and arrest for perpetrators and the return of stolen items, and waiting for that big happy moment of things being made right. But if we put our happiness on hold waiting for that moment, we don't know when it will come. And so it's so important to really pause and get back to those simple little moments in our lives that can bring us a glimpse or a moment of joy. You know, whether it's the wind blowing through our hair or a song that comes on the radio that makes us feel really happy or reminiscent. And embracing those small moments so that we don't get stuck in the mentality of I'm in the Groundhog Day from hell, waiting for my justice, waiting for this targeting situation to be over, or this abusive situation, or this systems abuse to be over, but to really still continue to find happiness in spite of the difficult circumstances we're experiencing, and it will help us get through them.